Yeah, that's true. I mean, that makes sense. The quicker they go, then the less chance the witness has to see everything, and
Right.
so I agree with you on that point.
Well, ninjas. It's kind of like a scary movie. Like they're for me, they're two. Wow, sorry. For me, there are two kinds of scary movies. There's the thriller, which kind of like jumps out at you and gets that quick scare, and then there's like the psychological one, which kind of like puts the fear into you from the beginning. At first, you're like, that's not too scary, and then it just starts to grow.
Well, like Paranormal Activity, I mean, that has both methods of that. It has the jumpy one, and then it builds it into your system so that you remember it at night.
Well, I haven't ever seen that, but I saw the Unborn, which I'm pretty sure it's called, and
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen Paranormal Activity either, but all of my friends that have, seen it, and even my aunt, all these friends that I have, they've all seen it, and they can't sleep for like a week because they're so scared, and it's been ingrained into their head, that fear.
So,
So,
so stupid though. It really makes no sense.
Well, I don't really like scary movies in the first place, but I can appreciate the tactics they use. So with ninjas, it's kind of like that, and also with pirates, it's kind of the fear building thing where they kind of get that. However, they also have the surprise thing where they always really have something new. Like once again, going to my play analogy, you never really you can know all the tricks that people on Broadway can use, but really you don't know when they're going to use that, and all of a sudden it really will catch you by surprise when something happens. Like, what the heck happened? So it's like writing a story. There's all these kind of different stories. However, there are like the basic stories, like stories of love, stories of greed, all the kind of basic stories, and then look how many books we have. So many. So you may know what the tactics are, how they use them, but really, there's so many other different ways you can use all these different things.
There's 100 possibilities.
guys,
So, I mean,
do you want to?
that's...
Hey, Kat, do you want to
Yeah.
say that again? I just lost the connection for a second.
Okay, well, like I said, there are millions of possibilities and ways of using certain tactics with each other in certain ways. So you get different outcomes. In this situation, I mean, I'm putting it on both sides here that both pirates and ninjas use at some point, during their time, they use different techniques and different tactics of war and assassinations and pillaging and plundering, blah blah blah, to better benefit themselves, and at the same time to keep themselves on at the edge where nobody can get them.
So I'm pretty sure we just nailed this thing in the butt. Ninjas win in our eyes.
Well, I'm not sure, because let's see here. Why do the pirates go into piracy? Pretty much to do whatever the heck they wanted.
Yeah.
What do the ninjas do? They're just in it.
They do whatever they are told to do because, they're mercenaries. Whereas pirates do whatever they want because nobody's, trying to stop them. I mean, even governments with armies couldn't stop pirates because they knew what they were doing and they had their reputation. And those soldiers who went after them knew of their reputation and, were kind of scared to stop them. But ninjas, they had that reputation as well, but they were more so, I guess, funded, you could say, not necessarily monetarily, but funded by the government because they did hire, as far as I know, ninjas to complete their, dirty work.
In a simple sense, the ninjas used the government to benefit themselves.
Yes.
So they didn't have to go outside,
Outside the law.
The law. Well, they can go under it and they can twist the law to benefit them.
Because the government's
Sometimes
supporting them.
Yeah, and sometimes they break them, but because there are so many, I mean, even now, 1800 years ago, it doesn't matter. There will always be a corrupt politician somewhere that wants to get the upper hand over the land. And so that's where they come in. They work to their benefit, and they know they won't be able to get caught because they're doing stuff for corrupt politicians.
Because the ninjas have their reputation.
And so, even so, yes, they're ridiculously, they work for corrupt people. I mean, and they maybe corrupt themselves. We're talking about two corrupt kinds of people here.
Right, and they weren't only used for bad. I mean, they'd have in wars and stuff, the military leaders would come to them for help getting the enemy side down. So
yeah, so
like
I mean, they both have really good. I mean, a lot of their tactics still are used, like stealth missions CIA uses, and things like that.
Yeah.
Not to mention the weapons that they use are different too. I mean, there are so many kinds of different weapons ninjas have that just isn't just a gun and a sword or different kinds of simple weaponry that pirates might have. And I'm not saying that pirates only limit themselves to certain kinds of guns and swords and whatnot, but when you see in the movies, what you really see is
You see the cutlass, the rapier, there's like 3 different types of swords.
And then different kinds of guns. While on the other hand, where the ninjas come in, they have so many different types of, like, they have swords, they have, ninja stars.
She's looking at pictures of them right now.
Yeah, and then they've got, grappling hooks. I actually don't think, I think both sides use grappling hooks.
Yeah, actually pirates...
Yeah, they did.
See, pirates weren't stupid.
Obviously.
Because
None of them were stupid.
None of these...
Some of them are.
Some of them may have been a little stupid.
Knocked on the brain a few times.
Yeah. Took a little bit too many cannon shots to the head or something.
A little too much to drink, the normal stuff.
But really, in general, they were not stupid. Otherwise, they wouldn't have lasted so long. Pillaging, plundering, all these different things.
Same thing with ninjas.
The same thing with ninjas.
Right. So I'm pretty sure that just, nips it in the butt. Overall consensus with us would be ninjas, but I'm sticking with pirates, mainly because I didn't bring this argument up and I don't want to, get too far into it. We're already at 30 minutes in. But I don't want to get too far into it, but I think pirates would be best in a long-term deal because they can hold out overseas for a while, whereas ninjas, they can swim out there, obviously, but they can't go into the high seas in a rowboat, which is what they would do.
And a lot of times, a lot of people can become pirates. However, it takes a few to become ninjas. Ninjas take so much training.
Right,
yeah.
They weed you out by way of the knife.
Yeah. No, but it's not that just that. Picture this. Imagine a ninja pretending to be a pirate!
That is actually totally possible.
It is.
Imagine that.
So, the debate can go on and on and on, and it always will. I think our great-great-great-grandchildren will still be arguing about this if they...
Yeah, probably.
Most likely.
If they even remember what ninjas and pirates
That's my grandfather
are.
saying that.
If they remember what ninjas and pirates even are. So,
probably because English language is changing. It's like, what's a ninja? It's not it's like some insert weird word here.
I will be so ashamed of future generations if they do not know what both pirates and ninjas are. Really.
I know, really.
So ashamed of
and everything.
Actually, just go back and call it shinobi.
Yeah.
And I guess the popularity of ninjas is coming into it too. I mean, they use ninjas as a noun. That was so ninja. Or as a verb. That was so ninja.
Yeah.
I don't really hear people going, that was so pirate.
Like that's
You are pirate,
that's what I
man.
said earlier too. If a guy showed up with a pirate costume, I'd ninja chuck him in the neck. The name just kind of pops out. Ninja. You don't hear pirate as much.
Really, at the same time, if you go on popular websites like My Life is Average or F My Life, I have read so many posts of people having pirate days at their schools and half the entire senior class or whatever dresses up like a ninja and takes out all the people that are dressed up as pirates. I mean, personally, I think that's disgusting. In their awesome sets, oh my gosh, can you imagine that? And at the same time, it's just, dude.
We did the whole zombie apocalypse thing, but even then I can't wrap my head around that.
We can explain that one in a different one. We don't want to get too far into that.
Yeah. Zombie apocalypse, email Slade about that one. Go, you need to make that podcast.
Yes, we do. We'll explain the rules on that one. So, hey, that sounds like a good idea for next podcast.
Then you'll be able to take that to your school.
And yes.
Did I tell you guys, some kid in, I think, Illinois emailed me on Facebook and said, I want to do your apocalypse.
Are you serious?
And he's doing it now. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, there you go. It's becoming a national phenomenon.
So that sounds like the next ideas for our next podcast. You can tell us our stories, some of the rules you think work and don't work.
Yeah, our story of the zombie apocalypse.
And that's pretty much awesome because if this becomes a national phenomenon, we're gonna be we are the founders.
Yeah.
No, I'm the founder.
Don't forget, I helped you out with that.
That is true.
I am a co-founder for that.
The initial idea began here, and I'm pointing to my head right now.
Yes.
And here.
And so, yeah, we made it happen though. So
yes.
we're a team.
So I think that pretty much wraps up Ninjas versus Pirates.
Yes, that's pretty much it. So
at 30 minutes as opposed to 2 hours, me and Kat at 2 in the morning.
Much better.
How did we go 2 hours, Kat?
We went deep into weaponry.
You.
Yes.
I can see that.
Yeah.
We did. I got really excited with the weapons. The weapons are fun.
Yeah, that's why we try not to talk about.
I've actually noticed Kat's been using the mouse pad. We haven't heard that cup slam all the time, the whole time. Come on, let me make that sound again. Yeah.
So there it is. Okay, so once again, this is Capital Beta.
This is Deven North.
And this is Slade Price.
Signing off.
And
we have some plugging to do, guys.
You have some what?
Plugging.
Plugging.
So I'd like to plug in the website, rankast.webs.com.
Oh yeah, go to that.
Go to that to hear this podcast and the blogs.
Yeah, you're probably there.
You're probably there right now, yeah.
But tell your friends about it.
Yes, definitely. Kat
Friends,
did
families.
the banner, the amazing, super awesome banner.
Kat Boveda, thank you.
It really just took me like an hour and a half. So.
Yeah, it was really brief. And then I did all the content. That's why, you can tell my voice is there probably if you thought about it. If you know me, you can tell that's my voice.
By George.
By George.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds like a plan.
So, there we go. That's us.
And if you want to email us any suggestions that you have for future episodes, that email is rankast@live.com, and Rankast is spelled RANKAST.
By all means.
Please.
So, thank you for listening to us, and this is us signing off.
Woo. Goodbye.
Yeah, bye.
Later.
We disclaim any ownership over the musical tracks used in this podcast, and respectfully express our gratitude in the ownership of these tracks by Namco Soul Calibur 3 Original Soundtrack, Cornerstone Cues, and Takanashi Yasuharu. All other audio is the respective property of the Rankasters. Thank you.